I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm doing it. Stuff's occurring. I'm live again. Vertically. Vertical live. Vertical live with Salacious Rum. Hello. Hello. I'm live again, everyone. Hello. I'm doing it. Stuff is happening. Stuff is occurring. Zach, you're back. He's first. Zach's back. He's back. Pop will eat itself. Hello. Hello there. Hello there. Hello. You were the first. You were what? Zach, you were. You were. I hope that Ava is appreciating you. You were. Very much so. Very much. Hope you're doing well. Pop will eat itself. How are you? Hope you're doing well too. Hope you're good. Zach and Ava, yeah. You're back. Back. I was thinking to myself, well, I might go back up. I might go live again. Just for a little bit. Just to, you know, something to do. I was bored. I was watching the news. It was getting me depressed. Very depressing watching the news at the moment. Very depressing. So, I watched that for a bit. I had some pizza. Very nice pizza. Very nice. I am a big fan of pizza. What pizza? Do you like pizza, you two? I like ham and pineapple pizza. It's my favourite. I'm always eating pizza. Ham and pineapple, please. I like it. Do you both like pizza? And if so, what toppings do you like? Let me know. I'm interested to know what toppings people have on their pizzas. I like ham and pineapple. Ava doesn't know. Keep it. Don't let Ava know. But yeah, I've had a nice pepperoni. Zach likes pepper. I like pepperoni as well. I like pepperoni. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I like it with a little bit of crunch. A little bit of, you know, just a little bit of bite. I like pepperoni on my ham and pineapple sometimes. Ham, pineapple, and pepperoni. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. But ham and pineapple. I like pineapple on pizza, basically. But I like pineapple. I want a bit of a taste. Bit of a taste for it. It's very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I also like ice cream. I've had an ice cream. I like ice cream. I'm a big fan of ice cream. I very much like it. I like magnums. I like a good magnum. You like a magnum? I like a magnum. I've got a bit of a taste for chocolate. I'm always eating it, to be honest. Always eating it. Zach, you're wrong. Pineapple's nice. Palps is here. Palps, how are you doing? Palps, we're talking about what we have on our pizzas. What do you have on your pizza, Palps? What do you have on it? Hello there. Hello. What we want to know what the Emperor has on his pizza. I'm just opening it whilst you're talking about pizza. I'm just taking the cap off. Drink because it's boiling in here. Here we go. Palp says anything but anchovies. Yeah, I'm not massively keen on anchovies either, to be honest. Zach says rum. Do you think Ava likes me? I don't know. We're confused about Ava. Ava, we're very confused. We are confused. Palp says he's okay with pineapple. Yes, the pineapple. Pineapple's good with anything. I can have pineapple on anything, basically. I do like pineapple. Ham and pineapple with pepperoni? That works. That works. You're in. Pineapple ice creams. I like pineapple with ice cream. That works. That works. That works. Ava replied, "Do you? Is Ava even there? Is Ava there, Zach, or is she somewhere else?" But yes. What pizza does Ava like, Zach? What pizza does Ava like? Very curious. Pop will eat itself. Are you still there? What pizza do you like? Maybe you don't like pizza, in which case there's more pizza for me. So that's fine. That's fine. That's all good. That's all good. Zach says she's on a call. Alright. Pepperoni. There's a double pepperoni. I like, double the pepperoni. Double it up. Double it up, basically. Double it up, double it up. I like ice cream. What ice creams does everyone like? I've had one of them it's kind of like a Magnum, you know, with chocolate on the outside, ice cream on the inside, nuts though, a bit nutty, nuts on the outside. I do like a mouthful of nuts. Do you want to rephrase that? What you just said? No, I do. No, I didn't. No, you know what I meant. I like you know, nuts. I like nuts. I do like nuts. Baz is here and he says chocolate chip for me. Chocolate, yes, Bazza, yeah. Pound says we've been known to make sweet pizzas and white sauce or barbecue sauce instead of tomato. Yeah, I like that. I like barbecue sauce. I like barbecue sauce, ham, pineapple, and pepperoni. I'll have it all. And nuts. I like nuts. Popple itself says he's been known to like nuts himself. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Zach says, what type of nuts? Zach says, what type of nuts? Salacious, what type? Baz is saying hello to Palps. I like nuts. I like nuts. I like chocolate nuts. You like chocolate nuts? No, you know what I meant. You know, the nuts that are on chocolate. That's what I mean. You know, like dairy milk with, you know, chocolate nuts. You know, I like chocolate nuts. I like chocolate nuts. And to be fair, I like raisins as well. I like rum and raisin. Very nice. Rum and raisin. Very nice. I like chocolate rumbles. I like those. Chocolate rum balls. I could stick 2 chocolate rumbles in my mouth at once. Does anyone else like chocolate rumbles? I often go to the sweet shop and say, can I have a bag of chocolate rumbles, please? My favourite. Pump says he likes Cherry Garcia's finger. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Zach says Ava said she loves special nuts. Oh, yeah. I thought that about Ava. I did think that about Ava. I was thinking to myself, I bet that Ava likes special nuts. I took one look at Ava and I thought, now there's a special lady that likes nuts, special nuts. I could tell that. I could. I am partial to nuts. I like nuts. I think I've said that a few times now. I like nuts I like chocolate nuts on ice cream. They're nice. Very nice. Palp says nuts, whole hazelnuts, Cadbury's take them and cover them in chocolate. That's it. That's exactly what I was talking about, Palps. Them chocolatey covered nuts. That's the ones I like. I like them. I am partial. I'll be honest with you. Lady Catherine's here. Here is someone else that is partial to nuts. I'm pretty sure I saw Lady Catherine with a mouthful of nuts once. Pretty sure I remember that. Cat, I'm pretty sure I've seen you with a mouthful of nuts before. I'm pretty sure of it. I did look over once and I saw you with at least a couple of nuts in your mouth. I'm pretty sure. Palp says, had walnuts and honey on pizza. Yeah. Oh yeah, I like pizza, yeah. Bowser says, rum and Bob, you going to the boot sale tomorrow? Yes, Bowser, we're going to the booty. We're going to the boot sale tomorrow, Bazza, to find more crappy bargains.
Are you going to the booty? Bazza, are you going?
Are you going as well? So let us know, let us know.
Cat says, shut it, Rum.
What? What? I'm just observing that once I did see Cat with nuts in her mouth. That's all I'm saying.
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Ava said she loves special nuts and says they're yummy.
She's right. Well, I think apparently. I've heard. So I've heard.
Palp says, if your body was half sausage and half monkey lizard, which half would be sausage, top or bottom?
Definitely the bottom. Definitely the bottom. That pretty, yeah. But the bottom. Yeah, the bottom.
So thanks for the question. This is Ask Salacious the question. So if anyone has any questions, drop them in the chat and I'll definitely answer them. So you can ask
me anything within reason. So
thanks for the first question, Palps. Bazza says he might be going to the boot sale tomorrow too. ATSW, the escape pod, yeah. Hey, Rob, hello. Hello, boys. How's it going? How you doing? How's things over? How are things over? I think they're in Philly.
Am I right in saying you're in Philly? Are you in Philadelphia? Pretty sure.
You're on the East Coast. I think it's Philadelphia. Philadelphia or
Pennsylvania. I think it's Philadelphia.
Pretty sure it's Philadelphia. How are you doing? How are you guys doing?
Let us know. Let me know how you paid.
How's it all going? Zach says Ava said she likes someone but won't tell me.
Ava, you gotta tell Zach.
Palps has got another question for you. What would you say is your most precious collectible? That's easy. That's easy. Someone did a very nice drawing for me
of Salacious Rum,
of part Salacious,
part Slave Layer.
It's a very nice drawing that
someone did for me of part Salacious, part Slave Layer
body
with Salacious head. That's my favourite thing.
That was Palps did
that for me. That's my favourite thing, that is.
I also have some nice blobby
stuff that Palps did for me.
Very nice things, very nice. I have the USS Blobby Enterprise.
That's very nice. That's very nice indeed. Very nice.
I've got Boba
Blobby. I've got quite a few blobby things.
But yes, Palps, they're my most precious things.
That's those things.
Palps sent me some
lovely things. Thank you very much, Palps. Thank you very much.
Gerard is here saying, evening everyone. Mr. Gerard, how you doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
ATSW says, all good on this side of the pond. Glad to hear it.
Glad to hear you keeping your end up, lads.
Glad to hear you keeping that side.
You're keeping things up that side of the pond. Good to know.
We are also
attempting to keep our end up.
I'm always trying to keep our end up.
Sometimes I drop the ball. I have dropped the ball.
I'll be honest with you. I have dropped the ball
a couple of times. I've dropped a couple of balls. I will be honest.
I'm always honest with you.
I'm always honest.
I have dropped the ball
a couple of times. Lady Catherine's picked up the ball a couple of times though. I've dropped it. She's picked it. She's caught them.
She has caught them. She's retrieved them.
Sometimes I have to call Lady Catherine and say, Lady Catherine, I think I'm about to drop the ball. Can you come and retrieve it, please? She comes over and she retrieves them for me. Very nice, very nice. Gives them a little massage.
Zaki Boy says she's cheating on me with someone she won't say. Ava!
Stop cheating on Zach.
JT's here. He says, ahoy, Bob and Rob. JT! Bloody good to see you. How are you?
How's it going? How you doing?
Punisher Brick is here as well. And Punisher Brick says, where's Jabba? I don't know.
I don't know where Jabba is.
I don't keep tabs of that big slug.
I don't like him, Punisher. He's smelly and he's slimy.
He's not very nice, that Jabba. Very slimy. Very, metaphorically and physically, very slimy. Slimy little bugger. He's not very nice. And he smells. And he eats frogs.
He eats live frogs. Not very nice. Not very nice.
He he trumps quite a lot. He's a bit of a
Far to his jabber.
he produces horrible gaseous
Smells not very nice. Not very nice. I'll be honest with you, not very nice.
To be honest with you,
To be perfectly honest.
Palp says Jabber blew up in an unfortunate sail barge incident involving an unattended barbecue.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
He's very gaseous,
Jabber. Very, very gaseous.
So, although no one ever saw,
No one ever saw what,
I can confirm people did escape the sail barge.
I'll be honest with you.
People, it did blow up, but there was
A lot of escapees. I'll be honest, I do know that for a fact.
Let's just say this, not everyone on the sail barge
Perished that day on Tatooine.
on the June seas.
I'll be honest with you, not everyone did.
There were quite a few escapees.
I'll be honest. I will be honest with you.
Punisher says I had Lego figures in a box. I think one of my cats peed in the box. I'm going to go and clean them. This happens, Punisher. Same with monkey lizards. They often pee on things.
They're always peeing.
Pilly Yum Yum, the monkey lizard.
He's always peeing. He's peed on my bed a couple of times, to be honest with you.
I've got in, I was like...
I could smell monkey lizard urine. It's that Pilly Yum Yum.
He's always peeing, non-stop peeing.
He's always peeing. Non-stop.
Palp says somehow Bib Fortuna returned. That Bib, yeah, he survived. He's slimy as well. Proper slimy. Didn't he become mayor of Tatooine or something? Very slimy, very creepy, that Bib.
He got really fat as well, Bib.
Very fat indeed.
Don't trust him.
Don't trust that Bib.
No way.
Don't trust him. Bib Fortuna cookie, says Palps.
Not to be trusted. To be honest, not to be trusted.
Zach says she said she's not cheating on me. Good. Quit YT says SYFM? What does that mean?
I don't know. What does SYFM mean? What does SYFM mean? I don't know.
Could someone translate that for me from quit YouTube?
SYFM.
Shut your...
Something mouth? I don't know what it means.
What does it mean? SYFM.
I think it's naughty. I don't know.
We'll see if we can find the abbreviation. It's... I don't know. Stephen Yardley Furniture Maker? I don't know. That comes up. Stephen... don't know. So you forget maybe? Don't know. There's a few abbreviations. Punisher says it says shut your mouth with the F word in there. Okay, I've kind of figured it could be that.
That's not very nice. Quit YT. That's not very nice. I'll be honest with you. I thought about it. It's not very nice.
Zach says he'll be back next live stream. Good seeing you, Zach. Look after yourself. And Ava. Say hello to Ava for me.
Hello, Ava. Hello.
So this is just a bit of a fun hangouts. If anyone has any questions for Salacious, if you want Salacious to answer a question, just drop a question in the chat. Within reason, he'll attempt to answer them. And I'll be honest with you. I will be honest.
I'll always be honest. So
I'll tell you how it's done.
I'll tell you the KoWaKiaN MoNKey-LiZaRD way of things. To be totally honest with you.
Quit says SYBAU. Shut your... Don't know. Let's see this one. SYBAU. SYB. Shut your blimmin'... I don't know. He says he's joking. We're all right. Sugar your ferrets moderately, JT says. SYB. Oh, shut your bitch ass up. Is that what that one is? Oh, hello. I quit. All right. SYFU. I think we've had that one. You got to come up with some more original ones. Quit. You've got to come up with some more original ones. I like JT's. We like JT's got the best one. Sugar your ferrets moderately. We like that. We like that. If you come up with any more of those abbreviations, Quit, we'll try and work out. It can be who can come up with the funniest line. So, Palp says, sugared ferrets. Punisher says, what the hell is SYFU? Shut your... I don't know. Shut your effing... Shut your F up? I don't know, probably. Palp says, Cypher Diaz! Cypher Diaz! Yeah, Cypher Diaz! Cypher Diaz! Yeah, that's Cypher Diaz. He did create the clone army. He did. He did. Nice deep dive for Star Wars fans there. Well done. Well done. Yeah, why did Cypher Diaz go and create a clone army? Why did he create a clone army? No one really knows. They didn't really explain it. Why did he create a clone army? No one knew about it. The Jedi didn't know about it. No one knew. Nobody knew. Why the hell did he do it? Punisher says Crumb was Jabba-lucky to have a life in the sail barge, or I don't know. Okay, quit saying MONKE. Mummy! Oh no! Mummy! Oh no! Not... Mummy! Oh no! I don't know. Mondays or nothing. Mondays or nothing, knob end. There we go. Quit. It's Mondays or nothing, knob end. There you go. There you go. Quit says, I love your bib. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a very nice scene of the Shires. It's a very nice scene of the Shires. Very nice. Very nice. That's not the bib that Palps was on about, though. He was on about Bib Fortuna. That's somewhat different. Palp says, what would you say is your favourite movie? Return of the Jedi. Definitely Return of the Jedi. Punisher says, Crumb was Jabba-lucky to have Princess Leia in the sailboat. Very. No, to be honest, Princess Leia was all over Crumb. She had a bit of a thing for him. To be totally honest with you, Punisher, it's not well known, but to be totally honest with you, there was a little bit of I wouldn't say romance, but there was definitely something in the air. Definitely something in the air. Sent says, do a flip puppet. What are them? Is that what you want, Sent? There you go. Woohoo! Is that what you want? Righto. Quit says, I start school on the 4th of September. What type of school? What do you mean? What type of... Oh, well, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Spidey's here. Says another one. Yeah, another. I'm back. I am back. I am back. Quit says, school starts 4th of September. Good luck. Good luck, Quit. Good luck. Good luck. Spidey says... Sure. I don't know about that. I don't know. I really don't know about that one. Sent says the voice sounds AI generated. Which one? He's got a few different. He's got a few different voices. Sent. Which voice is it that you think's AI generated? Is it this one? Or is it this one? Which one is it? Quit says unacceptable behaviour. Your voice puppet. I'm not a puppet. There's no puppets around here, Sent. No puppets. None. No way. No puppets. Quit says unacceptable behaviour. Alright. So has anyone got any questions for me? Ask me a question. Sent says you're a wooden puppet. Accepted. No way. No way, Sent. Listen, Sent. At least I'm not a coin. You're a metal coin. You're a metal coin. Well done for being a coin. I had you in my pocket once. I jiggled you around next to my testes. I jiggled you around, Sent. I jiggled you around and then I used you. I used you to buy some produce from the shop. Punisher says, punish that thing. Pump says, do you think Tarantino's Star Trek would have been good? Yes. Yes. I would have been up for that. I would like that. I would like Tarantino's Star Trek. Definitely. We don't really know why. We just want it. I can't think of why. It can't be worse than JJ. It can't be worse than what we've got, can it? Let's be honest. Spidey says, you're a real monkey lizard, Pinocchio. And JT says, what's the meaning of life, Rum? Ham and pineapple pizza. Ham and pineapple. 42. And ham and pineapple pizza. That's it. That's all there is. That's all there is. That's it. That's me being all philosophicalism. Philosophicalism. I've been all philosophicalism there, JT. Palp says Sam Jackson is a Klingon. That's racialist, Palps. That's racialism. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's a Klingon. Racialism, Palps. Racialism. You know. Yeah, make him a Klingon. Great. Yeah. Definitely, Palps. Oh, yeah. Quit says, I have autism. Spidey Star says, Samuel Jackson would have been Worf or a Borg. A Borg. I'm pro Borg. I like Borg. I do like Borg. I'm very partial to tennis and Sweden. I do like Sweden. Kat says she's got to go get ready for a wedding. Bye, guys. Right, you go steady, you. You go steady. We know what happens at weddings. We do know what happens. Quit says, please don't bully me. I don't think there's been any bullying thus far, Quit. So I think you're okay. JT says, should they recast Indiana Jones? And if they did, how can we get best console all the man babies who will break all their indie toys? Oh no, I don't think it's possible. I don't know. Who would you have as Indiana Jones? Who would you have? If you were going to recast him, who would you have? There's not much choice, really. I don't know. You'd have to get someone we don't know, I think. I think it's got to be a new actor that we don't know. Someone we don't know. I would say. I'm not sure you could. I don't know. I can't think of who. Some people said that Chris Pratt would be a good one, but I don't know. I can't see it. I don't know. Pulp says, imagine being the actor that would have to stand in the shadow of Harrison Ford. Quit says, bro looks like something that came from a gorilla tag. I don't know what that means. Spidey says Alden Enric since he was Han Solo in Solo. That kind of makes sense. But let's not recast Indy. Yeah, there's some logic there in what Spidey says. Give it to Alden him from Solo. You might as well, to be honest. You might as well give it to him. He was okay in Solo, I think. I don't know who could have done any better. I mean, I don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Quit says Gorilla Tag is a VR game. Dunno, never played it. I don't do VR. I've never done VR. Pump says, forget Indy, let's recast Alan Quatermain. Isn't he from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Wasn't that Sean Connery? 007, License to Kill. I must be dreaming.
Isn't that Sean Connery?
My name is Pussy Galore. I must be dreaming.
Isn't that him? Isn't that him?
Is that him? Yeah, I'm up for that. I like the big ship. What's the big submarine thing they have? I like that in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I like that. That was good.
That was good. I like that.
Who else? What other characters have they got in there? Quit says he wants to own this puppet. No. Oh yeah, the Nautilus. That's it. That's awesome. The Nautilus.
I can't be owned. I own myself. I'm not ownable.
It is possible to adopt a monkey lizard, but you can't own us.
You can adopt one.
But good luck trying to own one. We'll pee on your lawn. JT says there have been 5 actors who have portrayed Indy on screen. I think the guy who played young Indy on TV has the most screen time. I'm all for a new Indy. Wasn't that River? Oh no, it wasn't. It was River Phoenix, wasn't it, in The Last Crusade? It wasn't River Phoenix in the TV series, was it? I can't remember who was that. But it was River Phoenix in Last Crusade, I think. I can't remember who played him in the Young Indy series. Palp says, "Are you a slave? I'm a human. I'm a human, and my name is Anakin. I'm a real boy. Are you a prince? Are you an angel? Are you an angel? My name's Anakin, and I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy, you know, real boy." Young Indy. Let's see who the actor was. I can't remember. The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, wasn't it? What's going on? JT says, I think it was Swan Patrick Finney or something. Sorry, Sean, if you're watching. Sean Patrick Flannery. The show wasn't too bad. Harrison Ford. I remember it being alright. Yeah. Was he in... I'm trying to think what else he was in. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I seem to remember at the time thinking it was alright. And yeah, he does make a cameo, I think, doesn't he? Harrison. Alright, let's have another drink. Yeah, I might have to rewatch that. That was late 80s or early 90s, I think. I can't remember the last time I watched that through, to be honest. Spidey says, if we recast Indy, Alden Ehrenreich from Solo, Chris Pine, Ryan Gosling, or Lewis Pullman, Top Gun Maverick Thunderbolts. Yeah. Yeah, I liked Top Gun Maverick. I thought that was really good. 92 onwards. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, 92. God, yes, thank you. We were in our second year of secondary school.
That's right.
Salacious was not long kicked out after that.
That's right, I got kicked out.
I think we started in 91. Yeah, Salacious got kicked out in 92, I seem to remember.
I'm surprised I lasted that long, to be honest. I am surprised. I did very well. They didn't like me, though. They didn't like me. They didn't like my kind. They were very much against me.
Top Gun Maverick is just the Star Wars trench run with a 2-hour training video tagged in front. That's true. It very much is. And Spidey says, plus Lewis is going to be in Spaceballs 2 and is the son of Bill Pullman. No way. Of course, that sounds... Now you're saying that, I'm like... That makes sense. Let me Google Lewis Pullman. I can't remember which one he is. I can't see Lewis Pullman as indie. Oh, it's him. It's what was his code name in Maverick? He was very good in Maverick. He was very funny. He had a funny code name, didn't he? I'm not sure I see him as indie. I was thinking of one of the other guys from Top Gun. He was very good. What was his name? What was his code name? Egg or Bob? Yeah, it was Bob.
It was Bob. It was Bob. Of course, it was Bob.
Yeah, it was Bob. I remember that now. Yeah, that was funny because they all have elaborate code names, and his is Bob, which was very funny. Well, that was the joke, wasn't it? Basically.
That's good. That's good. I like Bob.
I did like Bob Spidey.
I do like Bob.
Well, he's all right. But Bob is average.
Jenny, very average.
There's a thing in common with all Bobs. They're average. Bob is very average. Palp says, which is your favourite indie film and why do you hate Dial of Destiny so much? I don't think the best indie film has got to be Raiders of the Lost Ark. Surely it's Raiders. Raiders is just epic, and it's Raiders feels the most serious as well. Like Temple is a bit a bit spoofy, isn't it? Really, a bit more silly, and Crusade is kind of heartwarming and a bit more, but Raiders feels more real, I think, more serious. It feels a bit more epic, I think, as well. I mean, Crusade's pretty epic. Temple of Doom. We don't speak about Temple of Doom. You know why? No, we're not allowed to talk about Temple of Doom in this house.
No, we're not.
We won't talk about Temple of Doom.
No, we won't.
I won't mention anything about Temple of Doom.
No, we don't talk about it.
I won't mention why we talk about Temple of Doom.
I can't think of any reason.
JT says the best is probably Raiders, but my favourite is Temple. But he loves all 5 indie films. Palp says chilled monkey brains. What?
No. Get it off. Get it away. No way. No way. No. 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 We're not having them. No.
It's put me off my ice cream.
No. 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 We don't like chilled monkey brains. We don't like... No. I'm not having that. I'm not having it.
It's putting me right off my ice cream. I really fancied it. I was thinking, I really fancy another ice cream. Now all I can see is a chilled monkey brain on the table. No, Spidey. Get it off. To be honest, there's bad dates in Raiders as well, isn't there?
Oh no, bad dates.
They have a thing against the anti-monkey, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Indiana Jones they don't like monkeys.
Well, he did like a monkey.
He did until there was a bad date.
Bad dates.
Look, look, come, look, 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 come, see, look.
Bad date. No, we're
very against chilled monkey brains, to be totally honest.
Raiders is definitely the best, though. Raiders is definitely. Palp says, which genre of movie do you prefer? Out of what? What's the selection? What is it? What am I allowed?
What am I allowed to pick? What am I allowed to pick?
Space ones.
Space movies, Palps. Ones in space.
Monkeys in space. Any movies with monkeys in space, I like. Justin is here and he says, man, don't you get tired talking to yourself for hours? I'm all right. Justin, I will be honest with you. Justin,
I'll be honest.
I'm always honest.
I'm always honest. I will be honest with you.
I sometimes do catch myself talking to myself.
I do sometimes
forget, and I'm like,
I'm in a deep conversation with myself.
It does happen. It does. To be honest, conversations with Pilly Yum Yum aren't the most in-depth.
I'll be honest with you. I will be honest.
Pilly Yum Yum the monkey lizard
is not the most...
We don't have the most deep
conversation, so I do have to entertain myself sometimes. So,
you're not
wrong, Justin. You are not wrong. You are not wrong.
Spidey says, Salacious, you should play the new indie game. Good idea. I will.
I'll do that. I will do that.
Palm says, horror, sci-fi, rom-com, thriller.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi.
Sci-fi, please. Sci-fi.
I'm not one for
rom-coms, really, to be totally honest with you. To be totally honest.
JT says dirty movies too.
Dirty ones.
Can I change my selection? Can I check? I'm allowed to change, or is it set in stone? How fixed is it now I've said it? Is there any movement? Can I recall for my first option? I want to go for JT's option. BOE's here, the Blacked Out Ewok. How you doing? Good to see you. Palp says 12 monkeys. We're all monkeys.
We're all monkeys. We're all monkeys.
I like the 12 monkeys. We're all monkeys.
We're all monkeys.
BOE says, what about a rom-com set in a slough toilet? I'll be honest, BOE, you're not selling it.
You're not selling it.
I'll go, no way.
You're not selling it, BOE.
Does anything else happen? Or is that it? No, you're not really selling it, BOE. We do like historical dramas, though, which BOE is kind of a part of. We're very pro
Red Army Bunker. Red Army Bunker.
Red Army Bunker. Bring back the Red Army Bunker.
Yeah, we will.
That's our favourite movie.
Red Army Bunker.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Big fans of the Red Army Bunker. BOE says, is that how your Earth Mum met Salacious? Isn't that how your Earth Mum met salaciouscrumb? No, you've heard that story, haven't you, BOE? Haven't you heard that story before? Palp says, bring back Archie Bunker. A knight is here, and he says, yo, what's winning? A huntsman spider or a scorpion? It's got to be a spider, innit? It's got to be the huntsman. I would say the huntsman, innit? I reckon if it was a huntsman versus a scorpion, it would be the huntsman. I'd have to ask Michael Reed. I'd have to ask our Aussie friends, but I reckon the huntsman.
The huntsman would probably do it.
I would say night. I would go for the spider, probably. The scorpions are a bit one note, really, aren't they? To be honest, a bit one note. So, but yeah, the spider. BOE says he's editing the latest Red Army Bunker.
Very good, very good, very good.
Palp says, who would win in a space battle, the Empire or Starfleet? Well, that's a good question. The Empire has... Palps has a very cunning plan, doesn't he, to overthrow the Republic. So you can't really criticize Palps's cunning and his wit. He successfully managed to take down the Jedi and overthrow the Empire and create the first galactic empire. But his tactics against the rebellion were pretty poor. So I guess my question would be, when would it be? Would it be early on in the Empire or later on? Starfleet. I mean, I think the Empire. I think the Empire. Spidey says the Empire too. Palp says Starfleet have phaser lock. That's true. The Star Destroyers are much bigger than yeah, I think yes, a Star Destroyer is much bigger than, say, a Galaxy class starship. I would say. So I'm gonna go Empire, I think. Not that size is everything.
Size is definitely not everything.
JT says, what was that thing a little while ago? Who would win a fight between 100 men or one gorilla? My money would firmly be on the gorilla. I'm going monkey too.
I'm pro gorilla. I'm picking the gorilla.
Yeah, maybe size isn't everything. It's how you use it.
I'm always saying that, Bob. I'm always saying that.
It's how you deploy your weapons,
not how big it is. That's my common mantra. I'll be honest. I've tried that line a few times. So
I'm still going Empire though. Plus the Empire have got the Sith, haven't they? They've got Sith. They've got Palps. They can use some Sith magic, some Sith dark secrets. Only the Sith know. Although they do have the rule of two. The rule of two.
The rule of two is not a great rule, really.
The rule of two is a little bit limiting,
I think. A little bit limiting.
The Borg. Who would win? What about if you introduce the Borg?
Throw the Borg in.
The Borg versus the Empire. Who you having?
Who you having?
JT says Starfleet can time travel when convenient. That's true. They've done that. They could go back and get some whales.
That'll be, yeah, you could go back in time and get a couple of whales.
That'll be helpful.
Very helpful. Very helpful.
Very helpful in combat. I'm going to go back, grab a couple of whales
and be right back into the battle.
We'll get a few whales.
The Empire won't know what's hit them. The Empire won't know what's hit them, to be honest. They really won't. They really, really won't.
Yeah, I think the Empire. I think the Empire's bigger, isn't it? I think. I don't know. Starfleet's I suppose Starfleet's a big. I don't know. It's a good question. I think the Empire. Spidey says be right back.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
Let's Google it. Should we ask Grok? Who is bigger? Who is bigger? Star Trek, Starfleet, or Star Wars Empire? I don't know. See what they say. AI mode. We'll go AI mode. When comparing the United Federation of Planets, represented by Starfleet in Star Trek, and the Galactic Empire in Star Wars, the Galactic Empire is arguably the larger entity. The Galactic Empire, at its peak, controlled millions of worlds and colonies spread throughout a vast proportion of the galaxy. Estimates suggest it controlled at least 1.1 million member worlds and 69 million colonies, protectorates, and earmuffs, puppet states, earmuffs, stretching from the deep core to at least wild space. Military size, the Empire's military was enormous. Estimates indicate a fleet numbering in the millions of warships, including at least 25,000 Star Destroyers. How did the rebels beat that? How many ships did the rebels have? The ground forces, including stormtroopers and regular army soldiers, likely numbered in the billions or even trillions. Pulp says Starfleet have Spock. JT says, oh yeah, Rum, the alien probe from Star Trek 4 would defeat both Starfleet and the Empire. That's right, that's right. The alien probe, yeah, the alien probe. I agree with that, I do agree with that, I agree with that. Just give them a good probing. That'll beat them, that'll beat the Empire. I often thought that, yeah, what Palps needs is a good probe. A good alien probe, but that'll do the trick. BOE says must be the Galactic Empire. Yeah, I think we're unanimous now. Starfleet territory Starfleet is an interstellar government spanning an area of roughly 8,000 light years in the Milky Way galaxy. At its peak, it encompassed roughly 350 member worlds, or this number was significantly reduced due to a galaxy-wide disaster in the 32nd century. That's the new Trek, isn't it? The 32nd century. That's not canon. That's not canon. Military-sized Starfleet is the Federation's deep space exploratory and defense service. Estimates for its size suggest that the fleet of 1,000 to 10,000 ships. Population, according to the 2370 census, was reported to be 985 billion. That doesn't seem that much, actually. BOE says the Great Burn. Is that in the new Star Trek? I think it is, isn't it? Is that in, what is the new one called? That's in the new one, I think. Brett is here from the Jedi Cantina, collecting with Cool. Hello there, Brett. We were just talking about who would win out of Starfleet from Star Trek or the Empire from Star Wars. Yeah, Discovery, the Great Burnham. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I don't know about that one, to be honest. JT says, can I just say, seeing as though I'm with friends, I really like Star Trek the motion picture. So do we. Yeah, that's a good. We like the motion picture. That's great. I think the motion picture is insane. Vija would win. I am Vija. The Great Burnham. Cool says, ask you anything. What's under the apron? Shall we start as Salacious fans? The funny thing is about that, Brett, is we actually did. We tried to start an OnlyFans for Salacious. This is not a joke. We actually did set up a page, but then when you set it up, you have to provide an ID, a government issued ID that matches your photograph. So we put Salacious's photo on my driver's license and scanned it, and then uploaded that to OnlyFans, and their management team their response was that they thought it was a fake ID, and they didn't allow us to set up the account. So he was banned, basically, for fake ID. Oh no, I was banned. I was blocked from OnlyFans. I would have made millions. I was well prepared to do like weird photos and stuff. I was well up for it. I was proper good at doing weird stuff. Palp says I like all 6 of the OG Trek movies. There's 7, isn't there? Isn't there 7? I suppose the 6 is the undiscovered country. The 7th one, yeah, I suppose that's a next generation. What Generations, I suppose, is not. It's got Kirk in it, hasn't it? But Brett says, also the dog leash. What kind of BDSM party am I late for? Brett, we're not talking about that. We aren't mentioning that. No one's mentioning it. We're not talking about it. We're not talking about that, Brett. Just ignore it. Just ignore it for now, to be honest. Hashtag only rums. Yeah, we'll have to set up our own. JT says, yeah, I think Vija would make the Empire very upset. Agreed. Brett says, only rums or only bums? Was that only buns? But only bun. Is that only buns or only bums? I don't know. BOE says 6. Yeah, 6 and a bit, I suppose. One is underrated. The motion picture is underrated. 2 is a masterpiece. 3, you've got to watch because of 2 and it's a good follow up. 4 is funny as hell. 5 has Uhura dancing in the moonlight. Plus you get Spock's brother saying, "Your pain, share it with me," which was remixed by Tupac, which is cool. 6 was Undiscovered Country, which has a great performance by Christopher Plummer as the Klingon. Generations is a bit of a letdown. First Contact was good at the time, but I don't think it's aged very well. And then I can't really remember the next ones, what happens after that. Inception and some other ones. Bane is in one of them. Young Bane is in one of them. Brett says, I did like the Chris Pine Star Trek films. Yeah. Palp says, I'm sorry, let me just scroll down. I missed something there. Yeah. I think they're good fun. JT says, Palps, I agree with you. We can lace daisies in each other's hair. I enjoy Star Trek 5. The effects let it down. Yeah, but you do get the row. You get the row your boat. You get your row a boat. Row your boat. Gently down the row your boat. Gently down the stream. Merrily. Life is but a dream. Row. Yeah, you get that. Palp says, I have issues with the JJ films. Kirk's meteoric rise from they're just different, aren't they? I mean, I think they are. I think they are making a new one now, aren't they? I think, by the sounds of it. Now that Skydance have bought out Paramount, that seems to be what they're doing now. Brett says the details have come out about the possible Tarantino. Is that actually a thing now? Is it? I didn't want it to be his last film, but Simon Clegg said it was going to be insane. Are they actually talking about doing that now? Insurrection, is that when Picard goes to a planet where they stay young and he gets it on? Is that where he gets it on? Is that where Picard gets all? Is that where Picard gets he has it off? Is that where Picard has it off? Palm says Star Trek 5 has a great concept but was executed a little poorly. Great moments but bad effects. But you do get Uhura dancing in the moonlight. You see, you do get Uhura basically doing a like sexy dance. And you get your pain, share it with me. Palp says McCoy's scene with his father is amazing, and Kirk questioning God is great. What does God want with a spaceship? What does God want with a spaceship? Answer me. Why does God need a spaceship? Yeah, that's good. That is good. That's really good. And Star Trek 5 has Bones say, you don't ask the Almighty for his ID. Yeah. Palp says Picard gets jiggy with an older woman. He does. He gets very jiggy. He gets jiggy with it. Brett says, I feel so dirty talking about Star Trek. It's like cheating on Star Wars. It's allowed. It's allowed. Tarantino backed out. It was to be based on an old original episode where they land on a planet of gangsters in the 1920s. Oh, he wasn't going to do one of those, was he? Yeah. What does God need with a starship? Brett says, number one, tickle my number two at my... Number one, tickle my number two. Number one, tickle my number two. On my mark. Make it so. That's right. Make it so. I love it how Riker always steps over the seat when he sits down. He steps over it, doesn't he? He always does that. He steps over the seat. He's got such a large gait. He steps over it. So, yeah. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Engage. 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 Make it so. Number one, you have the con. Number one, you have the con. What's the con? What is the con? Is it the con or the com? I've always wondered, what is it? Is it the con or the com? Number one, you have the con. Is it the con? What is the con? Why is he got a con? I've always wondered this. Why has he got a con? Palp says, make it grow, is what Picard said to his lady friend in Insurrection. Brett says, about to drive home from work. I love your rum and bob. Brett, have a safe journey. Have a safe journey. Be safe. Be safe. Love you back. Love you back in a very only slightly pervy way. To be honest. To be totally honest. Palp says Riker used to step over the seat because he had back issues. I thought it was just because he had really long legs and a big gait. What is the con? Why is he always taking control of the con? Number one, you have the con. Is it the con or the com? Who knows? Nobody knows. Literally nobody knows. It could be anything. It literally could be anything right now. It could be anything. Let's see if we can find it. I don't know. I'm curious. Let's ask Grok. In Star Trek, what is the con? The act of controlling the ship's movement. When a commander officer says, you have the con, they are officially designating another individual, often the first officer or junior officer, as being responsible for directing the ship's course and speed. Pilly, you have the con. Shit. God damn it. Pilly, I'm taking back control of the con. You're not having it. No way I'm letting Pilly have the con. No way. No way. Basically, the con round here is like, who's in charge of the remote control? Pilly, you've got the con. No way. No way. I'm not letting him have the con. Billy, stop looking at the con. You're not having it. There's no way. No way. He'll put on Monkey World. That's all he watches. 24 hours a day, Monkey World. That's all he watches. He's like, can I have Monkey World? No. Why not? Because that's all you watch. We've seen all the episodes a million times, but I like it. No, Pilly. Salacious, that one Monkey World on. No, Pilly, can't have it. Why not? I really like the monkeys. You're always watching the bloody monkeys, Pilly. No, you can't have it. No way, Pilly, not again. But Salacious, I really like Monkey World. I wanna watch Monkey World. No way, Pilly. No way, you're not having it. Sorry, Pilly. No chance. No way. No way. Not this time, Pilly. You've had your fill. You've had it. No way. No way. No way. Huh?
You know, come on. We've said every episode, to be honest, 1,000,000 times. You know what's going to happen. You know?
Yeah, Star Trek. What are the ones that? What are the new ones? There was the first one was just Star Trek, wasn't it? What was the second one with Doctor Who? No, it wasn't Doctor Who. Benedict Cumberbatch. What was that one called? I quite like that one. People didn't like that one, but I quite like that one. That was controversial, I know. We like the Cumberbatch. The Cumberbitch. I'm a Cumberbitch, baby. I'm a Cumberbitch. What happened to Cumber? What happened to him? Oh, he was Doctor Strange. We haven't seen him since Doctor Strange. Has he been in anything? Has he actually been in anything? He went downhill, didn't he, after that? He was quite good. I quite liked him. He was quite good as Sherlock. We liked Sherlock. That was what made him big, wasn't it? Sherlock. Yeah, I liked Into Darkness. I thought it was alright. Why would you need a starship if you could beam across? Yeah, there was that. That was silly. Yeah, Chris Pegg. Is it Chris Pegg? Is it Chris Pegg? It is Chris Pegg, isn't it? I'm not convinced about Chris Pegg as Scotty. What was that little alien thing he had? We quite liked that little alien thing that was always with him. Yeah, we liked the alien thing. What was he called? We thought that was a bit weird. We liked that little alien thing. I think that was called Star Trek Butchering the Rafa. You can't beat the Rafa Khan. You really can't beat the Rafa. The Rafa Khan is a masterpiece in many ways. It really is. Palp says also when he declares himself Khan, I am Khan. Shouldn't Kirk or Scott say who? Yeah, I know. That's true. That's true. He's got a movie called The Rose is coming out. Oh, it's Simon Pegg. Actually, his Scottish accent isn't that bad. I know. I don't really see him as Scotty though. I don't know. Yeah, I suppose he's all right. We like the little alien. We like the alien.
Well, I do like the alien.
The weird little alien thing. I quite like him.
He's all right.
Yeah, I don't know what that alien thing is all about, but he's interesting. Should we ask Rock? Who is the alien with Simon Pegg in Star Trek? In the Star Trek films, Simon Pegg plays Montgomery Scott. The alien he interacts with is Jailer, played by Sophia Patel. No, not her, the little one, the little weird alien. Another alien he frequently interacts with is Keenzer, a smaller non-speaking assistant. That's him, Keenzer. Who is Keenzer? Keenzer is portrayed by Deep Roy. While not essential to the plot, is his constant presence. Yeah, who's Deep Roy? The alien was played by a guy who played one of the Oompa Loompas. No way. Yeah, we like that little dude. That little Keenzer guy. He's cool. I wonder if you can get a Keenzer action figure. Now we've said it. We want a Keenzer Star Trek Keenzer action. We want a Keenzer action figure. Can you get one? Oh shit, you can. By Hire Toys. Oh, it's new. You can pre-order him. Oh my god. Looks like you can get him. He also plays Yoda in one scene in Empire Strikes Back. No way. Dan is here. Dan, good to see you. We were talking about Star Trek versus Star Wars, Dan. So, favorite Star Wars movie, favorite Star Trek movie. Oh my god. So Hire Toys are doing a pre-order. Oh no, it's on Star Action. Pre-order Hire Toys Star Trek 1/18 scale Keenzer. Oh, he looks bigger. He looks bigger. 21.95 pre-order, estimated arrival August 25. Oh, we've got to get a Keenzer. Dan says Raffican Empire Strikes Back. That stands to reason. That stands to reason. That's basically what most people have gone for, to be honest, Dan, I think. JT says Simon Pegg was better in that police comedy, the zombie thing, and the pub crawl movie. Even Paul was good, but a Scotty, nah. Yeah, he calls that the Cornetto trilogy. Yeah, they get that. Palps wants a Keenzer naan. I want a Keen. I like a Keenzer naan as well. No, I like a Peshwari naan. I'll have the Peshwari naan. Please, can I have that one? The coconut one. Coconut and honey. Peshwari. I want the Peshwari. You have the Keenzer. We would like the Keenzer action figure though. I didn't know Higher Toys did Star Trek action figures. Let's have a look at this on the Star action figures page. Dan says he likes Star Trek Generations. We did talk about that earlier. I think we felt the Generations one was a little bit weak actually, Dan. Star Trek the motion picture massively underrated. Star Trek 2 Raffican is clearly the best one in our opinion. An absolute masterpiece. 3 is very watchable as a follow along. 4 is very funny. 5 is crazy because it has Uhura dancing in the moonlight. 6 is got an awesome Klingon performance by Christopher Plummer. Generations, I thought Generations was a bit weak. BOE wants a Kiba. Oh, I want a Peshwari. Mr. B's back. He says, hello, Rum. Just got out of work. Mr. B. Mr. B's here. Mr. B. Mr. B. Favorite Star Trek movie. Mr. B. Spidey says, Darth Vader or Khan. God, Khan's a superior intellect. Good to see you, Mr. B. Mr. B. I didn't know they did. Oh, they're doing these new Star Trek figures. Are they doing all the... Let's have a look at these. I've not seen these before. Captain Garrett. God, they're doing all kinds of... Oh, these are nacelle ones, not Higher Toys. These are nacelle. I've not seen these nacelle ones. We actually... Palps is laughing at the superior intellect. He's laughing at it. He's laughing. BOE says, I've got 5 out of 6 of the Mego, the motion picture aliens. Oh, that's awesome. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm not seeing these nacelle ones. We did back the Kickstarter for the nacelle Expanse figures. We didn't get all of them. We just got one as a sample. That's not been delivered yet, actually. So I don't know what the quality of these nacelle figures are like. JT says, can I just say that I quite fancy one of the Klingon ladies in Next Generations? Am I weird? Meh. Embrace it. No way. No way. You're not weird. Not weird. I've often said, JT, I am partial to a Klingon. I had my eye on a couple of Klingons as well. Until we had that weird Klingon sex scene in the latest Star Trek. What was that one? That was proper weird. What was that one? What was the latest Star Trek one where they had the Klingon sex scene? That was weird. What was that? Yeah, what was that weird Klingon scene we had? What was that? What was that? Am I misremembering the Star Trek series, one of the new Star Trek series where was there a Klingon that had surgery to make them look like a human? They did, didn't they? And wasn't there like a weird didn't she have sex or something with? I can't remember what was going on with that. There was some weird scene. Maybe I think you're misremembering this, Bob. I think this is not right. I'm sure there was. Wasn't there a weird... the Burnham Star Trek? What was that? What was that? I'll tell you what, I'm losing the plot. Lursa. Is that Lursa Star Trek? No, not Lursa, but yeah, Lursa. Yeah, Lursa. No, what was the new? What was that weird? No, you're correct, Bob. I'm sure there wasn't there? What was the new Star Trek series? What am I? It was Discovery, wasn't it? Yeah, there was that weird Klingon body morphing thing. Yeah, there was. That was proper weird. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. You know, I am gonna have to rewatch Discovery because there was some weird stuff in it. That first season, I'm sure, had a weird Klingon subplot where there was a Klingon that had a Klingon bits removed and a blood transfusion, and then she had Klingon sex with somebody, and I don't know what was going on with that. I don't know. That was proper weird. I don't know what was going on with that. Do you know that Discovery the first couple of seasons were proper weird. What was the whole thing with Saru as well? Doug Jones character. That was proper weird.
That was weird, very weird. There was weird stuff going on.
Very weird things.
Strange, noise, weird things.
Palp says all Klingon women since Star Trek 3 have been a bit hot.
Yeah, arguable.
Strawberry Curiosities has a question. Strawberry, welcome to the stream. What's your question?
Strawberry?
JT says, I didn't like the Klingons in Discovery. The subtitles whizzed by, and I didn't know what was going on. Well, that makes two of us. I had no idea what was going on. That was a proper weird season with the Klingon. The Klingon thing was weird. Zach is back. Zach, good to see you. He's back. Zach is back. Pump says, just watch Star Trek Section 31. All will be answered. Will it? I don't know. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Is that actually is that a thing? To be honest, I lost the plot. I think the Picard thing just took me out of it. I couldn't follow. I didn't know what was going on with the whole Picard thing. I lost the plot with that. Section 31. To be honest, I actually think I lost the plot with Discovery. I think that just sent me over the edge. I still don't really know. Is Discovery canon or not? I don't know. I guess it is. Ava's had to go for dinner. Ava! Hello. JT says, do you remember Worf's girlfriend from the Next Generation? Yes. Let's have a look. Star Trek Worf girlfriend. Oh, you're not talking about Jadzia Dax, because Jadzia was definitely hot. Jadzia Dax, she was very fabulous. You didn't mean her, did you? You meant the other one. What was her? Keflia. No, I'm just trying to get you to watch Star Trek Section 31. It's really bad. Is it out? Is that actually out? We lost the plot with Discovery. That sent us over the edge. Zach says, we said that. JT says, yeah, remember, yep. Discovery was de-canonized by Star Trek Lower Decks, was it? How did it do that? How did it do it? How was it de-canonized? I'm lost with Star Trek canon now. I really am. I don't know what's going on. Mind you, I don't think anyone is, are they? Has anyone got a grasp of what's going on? Is this what the Big Burn thing is in Discovery? Is that like a galaxy reset or something? Is that the crack? Yeah, Worf's girlfriend. What was the crack with Jadzia Dax? She was like a symbiote, wasn't she? We're very pro symbiote.
Very pro symbiote.
Yeah, Clea or whatever her name was. Yeah. Yes, Dax. Definitely Dax. Very pro Dax. Pro symbiote. I don't... Listen.
Listen.
If you're going to stick a worm in me...
If you're going to put a worm in me, that's fine. But...
as long as I get Jadzia. Actually, Deanna Troy. Betazoids.
I'm pro Betazoid.
Who else is pro Betazoid? Who else? I've always had a thing for Deanna Troy. Yeah, we actually collect Deanna Troy action figures. So we've got a little collection of Deanna Troy for some reason. We've always liked Deanna Troy. Salacious had a crush on Deanna Troy growing up. Palp says Lower Decks basically said that Discovery happened in an alternative universe. Okay. How does it know though? How did Lower Decks... Is Lower Decks canon? And how... Is Lower Decks the cartoon? And how do they know that Discovery is an alternative universe then? How do they know? Good question, Bob. Very good question. How do they know, Palps? How do they know? How do they know? Good question. We need to know this, Palps. These are the questions we need to know. Anyone? Anyone else have a Deanna Troy crush, or are we the only one?
I think we might be the only one.
JT says, let's be honest though, 7 of 9 was the reason John Logie Baird legged it down the patent office. Yeah. 7 of 9, yeah, definitely. Lower Decks, yeah, 7. Also, who's the Vulcan? Who's the Vulcan chick in Enterprise? What's her name? The Vulcan.
We like the Vulcan one. She's nice. The Vulcan.
Who's the Vulcan? We're pro Vulcan. Pro T'Pol. Yeah, T'Pol. I always think of, whenever I think of T'Pol, I always think of to push to power dreams, the China in your hands. To push to power dream and sing and then dreaming. To push to power dreams, a China in your hand. T'Pol was not Fiddler on the Roof. I don't think is T'Pol from Fiddler on the Roof. I love the way we're talking about Fiddler. There was no fiddling mentioned. No fiddling. No. Palp says that was T'Pol. What? No way. Spiny says, let's get this to 15 likes, MLA. I don't think there's 15 people in here, but thank you, Spiny.
Get it to, let's do 15. Yes, do it. We're getting it there.
That's one person leaves. That's right on cue. What were we talking about? What was the... Oh, Lower Decks is in the Kirk... This is what Palp says. Lower Decks is in the Kirk timeline. Well, the Prime timeline, then. Discovery has... It does have different looking Klingons. Lower Decks crew state that is because they are from a... How do they know, though? This is the question. How do they know about the Discovery Klingons? That doesn't make any sense, Palps. No way. It makes no sense. How would they know? This is the question. How do the Lower Decks crew know about Klingons from another universe? Unless they're like breaking the fourth wall or something like that, then that's the only way you could do it, surely. Well done, Bob. Very scientific. Look at Bob
throwing out the science. Well done. Well done. You've got him there.
You've got him on the ropes.
You've got him on the ropes now. There's no coming back from that one.
It's not possible for them to know.
How do they know?
Unless there's some wormhole.
Wormhole or something. They're going through a wormhole.
It went through an interdimensional wormhole and they
Saw the other Klingons and they're like,
they're not real Klingons. JT says, I love the scene in Enterprise with the Pole saying, if I was a rich Vulcan. If I was a rich Vulcan. Palp says, I believe a Klingon appears much like people from the Mirror Universe. Still not making any sense. So, one of the Discovery Klingons appears.
no, it's not very clear, Palps. You're not making this very clear for us.
You're not explaining this very well, Palps. We were a bit suspicious.
There's quite a lot of suspicion here, Palps, to be totally honest with you.
You've not really cleared this up for us.
There's a whole lot of suspicion going around right now.
Right this second.
We're very suspicious.
I think everyone's looking at each other right now going, we're a bit suspicious of what Palps is saying, to be totally honest. It sounds very suspicious.
Highly suspicious.
What Palps is saying does not
Seem to ring true. There's no way they would know about Klingons from another universe.
It's just not meshing together very well.
No way, no way.
Palp says, Google it. It's tough to explain in 100 characters or less. Right. What are we Googling? Is Star Trek Discovery from the Prime timeline? Here's the question. JT says, did you know that Troy is a Tottenham fan? Well, we knew she's from London.
We know she's a Londoner.
Palps says Troy is dead to me. Right. Palps, you're wrong. Well, according to Gemini, Star Trek Discovery is considered to be part of the Star Trek Prime timeline, which is the main continuity of the franchise. It is set roughly 10 years before the original series and features characters and settings that align with that era. Whilst fans debate its place within the established canon due to certain stylistic and technological differences, the producers have stated that Discovery is intended to be part of the Prime timeline. The show's first season directly precedes the original series, and later seasons jump to the 32nd century. That's a big jump. But still within the Prime universe.
So you basically, Palps, you were deceiving us with that. Very deceptive, Palps.
Trying to deceive us, Palps.
Trying to deceive us.
Well, we thought that was suspicious. We were all sat around going,
Palps is not really explaining this very well. It seems highly suspicious.
and our suspicions are bearing fruit, Palps. To be totally honest with you, I'll be honest, I want to say I'm
Surprised, but we're not surprised by anything from Pod Race, from the Palpatine.
very deceptive. Tried to throw us off there with some
Sith shenanigans. So, yep.
Palps is disputing what the producers have said. So Palps says Google did say Lower Decks decanonized Discovery. It'll say no, but read on. Alright. Does Star Trek... Well, first of all, is Star Trek Lower Decks canon. Yes, Star Trek Lower Decks is considered canon within the Star Trek universe. Okay, so we've established that that is canon. Does Star Trek Lower Decks de-canonize Star Trek Discovery? No, Palps, no. Star Trek Lower Decks does not de-canonize Star Trek Discovery. While the Lower Decks finale features a humorous scene where a Klingon ship transforms into a Discovery-era vessel due to a temporal anomaly, this is not intended to be a serious retcon of Discovery's place in the Star Trek timeline. Instead, it's a playful nod to the series and a way to acknowledge the different Klingon designs seen throughout the franchise.
He's trying it on again, that Palps. Trying it on.
JT says, I quite enjoyed Discovery Season 1. The only reason I stopped watching was because they took it off terrestrial TV. Palp says, Season 1 and Season 2 were okay, but then it dropped off. I did have an issue with Michael Burnham starting a Klingon war and a mutiny and being gifted for it. I know, that was all a bit weird. So, multiverse explanation. Some fans have interpreted the scene as a way to place Discovery in a separate alternative universe. However, this is not the official explanation and is not supported by other aspects of the show or the wider Star Trek universe. Prime Timeline still exists and includes Discovery. Strange New Worlds, a direct spin-off of Discovery, also exists within this timeline. Not a retcon. The scene in Lower Decks is best understood as a gag or a meta commentary, not a serious attempt to erase Discovery. Oh.
I don't know. I feel dirty now. I feel a bit dirty. I feel compromised, to be honest. I don't know, Palps. You've changed, Palps. You've changed, I don't know, you sent us on a bit of a wild goose chase there, Palps. I'll be honest, I will be honest with you. I feel, for a second there I was thinking it's not canon, but apparently it is.
Palm says, have you seen the trailer for Starfleet Academy? One guy literally whistles the Star Trek theme. I didn't see that bit. I did see the trailer and I thought it looked horrendous. Oh my god, I don't know. I don't think I can sit through that. I think that's one step too far for even us, to be honest. Yeah, no, I don't think that's for us. JT says, we can debate the canon of Star Trek all night, but what I think we can all agree on is that Rise of Skywalker was crap.
Agree, it was definitely interesting.
Yeah, I think the whole sequel thing was a bit of a mess, really. It's a real shame. So it is a real shame. They had literally they literally had everything, didn't they? They could have done anything. They could have picked any actors, gone with any director. They could have done anything. And what we got was just a bit of a letdown, really, wasn't it? Bit of a letdown. It's a bit disappointing, loving Star Wars so much. Feel a little bit let down by it, really. It just could have been so much better. Actually, the fact that Palpatine returned, we didn't really mind that because that was kind of like Dark Empire. Actually, they should have just remade Dark Empire, really, or the Thrawn trilogy. They should have just made that. But anyway, that's been talked over so many times. We won't get into that.
We're not going to get into that, I don't think. We won't go there.
Right, I think we're going to go 90. We've done another 95 minutes, so I had a nice hangout. I think we're going to head off now. So thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for discussing and debating Star Wars and Star Trek. Good to see you, Palps, as always. JT, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Who else have we had? BOE. Who else have we had? Spidey Star. Zach. Strawberries. Did we get the strawberries question? I don't think we did in the end. Everyone that's hung out with us, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. We are back tomorrow for Top Gun Model School at 1 PM UK time. So if you want to come and build model kits, come and hang out with us. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 PM UK time. If not, we'll see you on Sunday for Lego Studs, 3 PM. If not, have a great weekend, everyone. Remember. That's what Spock says, isn't it? Remember. Oh, Brett. Good to see you, Brett. Look after yourself. Have a great weekend. Remember. Oh, he does this, doesn't he? Hold on. He does this. Remember. Now I haven't got any spare hands.